Hello friends, welcome to another video of Jobs Gurukul. Please subscribe the channel for tips on resume writing, interview preparation, job search, college selection and career advice. So going ahead, send your resume now for a free review and corrections at origoacademy@gmail.com and we will treat all your data as confidential. So friends, we have often seen that IIM and IIT people get good jobs. They get good shortlists and they often get like shortlists in very good companies. Companies prefer them. But why do companies prefer them? It is because of the college pedigree and also the professional experience that they are having. But many a times it's only a matter of a good CV, a good resume, okay, and the right format, the right arrangement of skills. Even an IITian's or an IIM graduate's resume, if made poorly, will result in him being not selected by the company. So how do IITians and IIM grads make CVs? So being in the placement committee of IIT Bombay, I have good experience of looking through CVs of hundreds of people, and I understand what should be included in an IIT IIM CV and how is it organized, and I'm going to share that with you. So hang on and please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon. So guys, without wasting much time, let me come straight to a sample CV made by one of my friends who has done his engineering from IIT Bombay and also his MBA from IIM Bangalore. So you can see the top part of the CV. It is a one-page CV. It is a one-page resume, as you all can see. And basically, I have just edited out the personal details and the specific projects or data regarding that. And I'm going to drive you through how does a typical CV of an IIT grad or an IIM graduate looks like. Okay, so this guy so as you can see, the top of the CV has your name mentioned in it, so the person's name will be coming here. And you don't need to give inside. Many people end up giving the name and the personal details inside the CV. It is not at all required. As you can see, first the borders, the name will come at the top, and at the footer, basically in the foot of the CV, you can mention your personal details like email ID and phone number. Guys, this is it. You don't need to mention the date of birth or anything, who's your father, who's your mother, nothing, no other details. So enough details only to so that the HR can contact you after being impressed by your CV. So how do we make the top part of the CV? So the first part of the CV gives the educational details. Now, as you know that IIT, a person who has passed out of IIT or an IIM will want his qualifications to be noticed. Hence, this person has mentioned the qualification right at the top of the CV. So it is the first highlight of the CV, that when a HR opens this and sees that yes, this guy has done MBA from where? IIM Bangalore, and also this guy has done BTech in chemical engineering from IIT Bombay. So that will count as one good point, and the HR will have one of the boxes ticked. Okay, so the HR is basically wanting to tick say 3 or 4 boxes in which the person is and comes out as an achiever. So first box is the qualification, in which this person stands out as an achiever. So in case you don't have an MBA or an BTech from IIT Bombay or any other IIT or any other IIM, even then guys, you can impress the HR by mentioning your college and also your marks. So your marks, you can mention, introduce a column, and in case you have scored very well in a BTech or MBA or both, you can mention side by side in a column here. At least the qualification will get clear to the HR, and if the marks are good, that will count as one box ticked for the HR. Now this person has also co-authored a research paper on a particular area. So he has mentioned this because guys, this is a big achievement, and this is something which will make him stand apart for in front of the rest of the people. Now the person is coming straight to the professional experience, because this guy is having 8 or 9 years of experience in different companies. So this guy has mentioned the professional experience, and look how he has organized. Okay, and many times we see CV which is just paragraphs one below the other. Okay, that is a poor way of making CVs. Okay, the right way of making CVs is structuring it and reading so that while a person is reading it, it comes out as blocks. Okay, so this is like one block. the company name. Okay, this is like one block, the what the person has done in his latest job. This is like one block which is giving information about the timeline of that job. Now see how beautifully the person has listed out his different activity responsibilities and achievements. Okay, so first he mentions that he was a senior manager of supply chain. You can mention the company name, industry name, say from healthcare or from say FMCG or any industry you can mention here along with the company name. Then you just look at the points, how beautifully he has written out. So the each of the sentence is starting with, like almost each sentence is starting with an action verb. So you can read here like leading, developed, implemented, reduced, expanded, and again implemented. Okay, so each point you see, each space, when you're making a one page CV, there's already a dearth of space. Okay, so you have to utilize the space effectively. You have to utilize it to highlight one of your strength areas about which you can talk about in the interview. So this person has mentioned that first he has mentioned three things basically he has covered. First, he has mentioned that what was his primary responsibility. The primary responsibility was that he was leading the pan India team for two businesses, and then he has given out some data, spend of this much and so many suppliers. Okay, now HRs and people who are interviewing love data. They like specific numbers. Nobody wants an essay in a inside a CV. Okay, inside a resume. Nobody wants the candidate to write an essay in his resume. Okay, people are looking for specific numbers and specific. This is what basically separates an IITian's resume with other resumes, because people don't focus on the numbers, people don't mention the numbers. Okay, so the first thing is this. Second thing is, as I've already mentioned, that use action verbs wherever possible. And the third thing is that he has highlighted the specific things about which he's going to talk about in the interview, like specific strengths in his profile. Like he has mentioned that spend, he has highlighted the spend and the number of suppliers, which is a big thing. If he's managing a spend of say 100 crore or 150 crore or whatever, then that he has highlighted so that he can it can be noticed by the person who is looking through the CV. And that he has mentioned about category strategy. So why he has mentioned about category strategy? Maybe the candidate has read in the notification for this job the term category strategy. So in like quite smartly he has introduced this term here in his CV. Okay, so I will teach you in a separate video how you can modify your CV according to a particular job opening. But if a job opening has a term, say category strategy, then as I mentioned in my earlier videos, companies many a times have softwares where they track specific terms in candidate CVs. Okay, and so category strategy may be one such term which the candidate has noticed and hence included in his CV. Now he's mentioning, the candidate is, and the person here is mentioning what all initiatives he has implemented. Okay, first of all responsibilities, second the initiatives, and third he will go to the results or awards. Okay, now you can also mention the awards in the first line, but it is almost the same, because the top part will anyways be read by the HR. Okay, so he has then given specific numbers, like he has reduced the cycle time from X days to Y days, achieved so much of cost savings, and again he has highlighted cost savings. So guys, this is important. Now coming to the arrangement of the different experiences within the company. So this guy is, had 4 roles in the same company. So how beautifully he has structured, mentioned the timelines, mentioned the responsibilities, are not more than 2 to 3 points. Okay, just with respect to the latest experience that he's having, he has mentioned the maximum points, because that is how that will be most relevant to the HR who has selected his CV. Okay, the HR who is looking for his CV is looking for his recent experience. Okay, so hence he's made included like 6 points here, but in rest of the areas he has not mentioned more than 2 to 3 points. Okay, now some formatting, yeah, you can put it put to the top. Now see, this CV is not looking cluttered. Okay, there are enough empty spaces. Okay, and each line is optimized. He's not writing essays in the line, like he's giving specifics: managed vendor discovery, evaluation, selection, onboarding across X categories. Okay, responsible for setting up ABC program. So maybe he has set up some new initiative, okay, to drive for what? To drive supply performance improvement. So you, when mentioning any of the achievements that you have, you should give numbers, you should give what benefit has been brought to the organization and what change in the KPI has been achieved, okay. So similarly in here he is mentioning that received so and so award from vice president, okay. I mean, candidates give VP or vice president, they write full names vice president, but VP, everyone knows that VP is short form for vice president, okay. Is giving out also some details about his first job, okay. Now going below, again these two are experiences in different companies, so accordingly he has mentioned here, again you can see 2 to 3 points. Then he has mentioned the positions of responsibility which he has held in the colleges. So in the college he was like my colleague as a placement coordinator, and as a placement coordinator he was working here, so he's mentioned one line. And then he was also a manager at Tech Fest IIT Bombay, so he's mentioned again 2 points. So you guys, many a times people don't have good experience or good qualifications, but they are having good exposure to the college committees and all, and they have held key posts. Somebody may be a general secretary in some committee, somebody may have, let's say, worked in, say, Spic McKay, and the HR who is going through the CV may also have worked in Spic McKay. So at that point of time he will there are high chances that he may be finding a common connection, okay. And if the CV has some 2-3 high achievement points and like highlights, good points, points for which are relevant to the opening, then this matters. Basically the positions which are held in college also matters, okay. Now the candidate has mentioned the internships and live projects. Now this is very important area for freshers. Now as a fresher I would say that if you are going to search in the industry first time for a job, then you do as many projects during your graduation as possible, okay. You do good projects so that you can mention them in your CV, as this person has mentioned. He has done internship in some company where he has done pilot launch, again 3 sites, and then he's mentioning details. Then he has also done outside India an internship in a University of Wisconsin. So again he's giving some details regarding that. Then he has mentioned some 2 live projects here, one related to visual merchandising and one related to performance evaluation system, okay. And then in the last, this person has mentioned extracurricular activities. So in terms of segments, as you can see, increasing importance. So the bottommost part consists of the extracurricular activities, and just before it the internships and the live projects. Now in case you are a fresher, this will come just after the qualification, okay. This will, because you're not having the professional experience, so this, for freshers only, this internships and live projects will come in place of the professional experience, okay. Then this positions of responsibility, then the professional experience, which is the second most importance, and above all the qualification. So this is guys how you can structure a CV. Although there is no a best way of making a CV, there are always improvements. So there you may come across some CVs which are better than this, okay. But in my opinion, having gone through hundreds of CVs of people in IITs and IIM Bangalore, basically many this is a good CV. This is you can call it as a consulting CV also, because consulting companies, this guy has moved to work in a consulting company, okay. So this is a crisp and short video on how to structure your CV if you are wanting to structure it as per candidates in IIMs and IITs. So this is one of the good ways of making a CV. So thank you guys for watching, and for any questions or for the free review of your resume, you can reach out to us at origoacademy@gmail.com. You can send your resume and we'll make a video out of it, okay, hiding all the personal details so that you get a good idea about what are the improvement areas in your CV, and you can have a winning CV. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that we continue to give out good content similar to this. Thank you. Bye bye.